Area 51. I mean, everyone knows the name, right? You've seen it in the movies, you've heard the stories, but what is actually going on there? What's the real story behind, the most famous secret base in the entire world?
All right, let's just get right into it. When you hear Area 51, what pops into your head? For most of us, it's aliens, right? Crashed spaceships, government cover-ups, all that good stuff. But is that what's really going on out there in the middle of the desert? Well, that's what we're here to figure out.
So, here's the thing. The story of Area 51, it's really two stories woven together. You've got the huge Hollywood myth that we all know and love, and then you've got the declassified reality. And honestly, the reality is just as wild. So today, we're going to try and pull those two threads apart.
You know, the crazy part is that all the wild theories, they exist for a reason. And that reason is just pure, total secrecy. For decades and decades, the US government acted like the place didn't even exist. I mean, they didn't officially acknowledge it until 2013. Can you believe that? So when you have that kind of official silence, it creates this giant void, and you better believe something's going to rush in to fill it. In this case, it was rumors and speculation.
And look, they were hiding a massive secret, no doubt about it. But here's where the story takes a turn. The secret wasn't about who was doing the fly.
It was about what they were flying. See, the real truth of Area 51 isn't about alien tech. It's about some of the most mind-bending, revolutionary human-made planes the world has ever seen.
So, to really get it, you have to go back in time. Area 51 was basically born during the Cold War. It was the ultimate top-secret playground for the US military, a place completely off the map, where they could build and test incredible spy planes, all to stay one step ahead of the Soviet Union.
And just in case you're a bit fuzzy on the Cold War, think of it like this. It was this super intense, long-running rivalry between the USA and the Soviet Union. They weren't really fighting with soldiers on a battlefield, but it was an all-out race to see who could build the most powerful, most advanced technology. And a huge piece of that puzzle, having the best spy gadgets and planes. Okay, and this is where everything clicks into place. All those UFO sightings that put Area 51 on the map, the reason for them was these exact same futuristic top-secret planes. So let's break it down, case by case. First up, the U-2 spy plane, back in the 1950s. Just look at the difference here. A regular passenger plane back then flew at maybe 20,000 feet. The U-2, it was way, way up there, soaring above 70,000 feet. Now picture it's dusk, the sun is setting. If you're a pilot in a normal airliner at 20,000 feet, the sun has already gone down for you. It's getting dark. But the U-2, all the way up in the stratosphere, is still flying in direct sunlight. So its shiny silver wings would catch that sun and reflect it down. And from below, what do you see? A fiery, glowing dot just hovering in the evening sky. And since the government couldn't exactly say, oh yeah, that's our top secret spy plane, they just kind of let the UFO story run.
All right, fast forward to the 1960s. Now we've got the A-12 Blackbird. And this thing was an absolute monster. We're talking speeds over 2,200 miles an hour. That is literally faster than a rifle bullet. Its body was made of shiny titanium, and it had this weird kind of disc-like shape. So imagine you're on the ground and you see that thing rip across the sky. What are you going to think it is? Yep, a flying saucer.
And then the 80s roll around, and Area 51 gives us the F-117 Nighthawk. This was the world's very first stealth plane, and it looked completely alien. It wasn't sleek, it was just a bunch of sharp, flat, black panels all stuck together. It was designed to trick radar, not to look like a plane. So when this thing glided silently through the night sky, yep, you guessed it. Hello, Black Triangle UFO reports.
So you see the pattern here, right? It's pretty clear. You've got the high-altitude U-2, which people see as fiery orbs. You've got this super-fast A-12, which looks like a flying saucer. And you've got the weird, silent F-117, which becomes the mysterious black triangle. Every time our own technology took a giant leap forward, it accidentally created a whole new kind of UFO story.
Okay, so the planes explain the sightings, that makes sense. But how did we get from weird lights in the sky to crashed alien spaceships and autopsies? Well, for that part of the story, we have to leave the world of secret military tech and dive straight into pop culture. It really all comes down to one guy, Bob Lazar. In 1989, he goes on TV and tells this absolutely mind-blowing story. He claims he was a physicist at a secret site near Area 51, and his job was to help reverse engineer captured alien spacecraft. Now, it's really important to note that investigators have never been able to verify his credentials or his employment history, but it didn't matter. His story was the match that lit the whole bonfire.
Before Lazar, the mystery was kind of vague. He gave it a specific, detailed plot. Then, a few years later in '96, the movie Independence Day comes out and puts Area 51 on the big screen as the place where the government hides the aliens. That just sealed the deal for a whole generation. And it all led to that bizarre, hilarious moment in 2019 with the Storm Area 51 thing on Facebook. The myth had officially become a worldwide internet meme. And you want to know how seriously the government took that internet joke? It's estimated the military spent around $11 million on extra security just in case people actually showed up. Just think about that. A story, a myth, became so powerful that it forced the US military to spend millions of real dollars. That's incredible. So we know how the myth got started, but here's the bigger question. Why do we still believe it? Why is it so powerful, even after we know the truth about these planes? Well, the answer to that has more to do with us than it does with aliens. Think about it. In a world that feels kind of chaotic and confusing, a story like this gives a simple answer. It makes us feel like we're in on a secret, like we have this special knowledge that other people don't. It can even give us a sense of control over things we don't understand. And maybe, just maybe, the biggest reason is hope. The idea that we're not alone out here, that's a really powerful thought.
So, really, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this simple idea. The secret of Area 51 wasn't alien. The secret was us. It was human engineering that was so advanced, so far beyond what anyone thought was possible, that it just looked alien.
And that leaves us with one final really cool question. We know about the U-2. We know about the Blackbird and the Nighthawk. Their secrets are out in the open now. So you have to wonder, what's being tested out there today? What kind of unbelievable technology is flying over the Nevada desert right now, just waiting to become the next generation's UFO?